Hello everyone, it's Chef Jason Morris, your Ace Hardware Grill expert, and welcome to another edition of Ace This Recipe. We're hanging out here at beautiful Ace Hardware of Highlands Ranch, cooking up a storm today and getting ready to show you all things meatballs. That's right, we're getting ready to get you geared up and skilled up and ready and trained for these awesome events, holidays, parties, and festivities. And we're showing you a simple, easy recipe today, meatballs on this beautiful Weber grill behind us. So this recipe right here is available down below in the comments section. You can go down there, click, print, and follow along. Allison's got this link down there and ready for you. And while you're down in the comments section, hey, let us know. What do you like? What would you like to see? What can we teach you? How can we be more helpful and get you tuned up on all things grill skills? And then don't forget, click that notification to be notified when our next Ace This Recipe video is live. And as you know, every Thursday we're coming to you live with another one of these awesome cooking videos. So tell your friends, scream it from the rooftops, shout it from the mountains, let everybody know we've got cool videos and content coming for you every single Thursday. That's right. And then from time to time up in the top, you'll see that little eye. We call that the information station. That's going to tell you all the gear, gadgets, grills, all that cool stuff we've got for you. We're cooking with something pretty cool today, right? Because, you know, scooping meatballs, that's a process. Like, is there anything more boring than hand rolling or hand scooping meatballs? Well, our friends at Shape and Store sell this bad boy here on the grommet. The cool thing about this, look at this. I can now load all of my meatball mix in here, and then this beautiful part right here goes on top, give it a little squish, push it all around, open it up, and now we've got meatballs made to perfection. And we didn't have to sit for hours and hours and roll meatballs, or did we have to scoop them? Pretty quick, pretty simple. I love this guy from Shape and Store. So I think without further ado, let's ace this recipe. Meatballs are gonna get a lot of flavor today thanks to Rub-A-Dub and Oink. We're gonna do a little mixture of that 50-50 to get the flavor going here. We've got red onion, a little bit of peeled garlic. We're gonna use panko breadcrumbs. I love the texture of these, and they actually make the meatballs really stand out. We're gonna do some extra large eggs. We've got some beautiful ground beef as well, 80-20, a little bit of sharp cheddar cheese. And then, like I said, we are going into the Shape and Store. This bad boy right here, this forms 32 meatballs at once. That's right. No more hand rolling, no more scooping. Hey, you still can if you want to, don't get me wrong, but we love the Shape and Store. It's a huge time saver. The beauty of it is too, let's say I'm not doing this meatballs, I'm not cooking them until tomorrow. I can now put this guy straight in the refrigerator. Life is good. I can leave them in there. Shape and Store, that's what they call it. Shaping the meatballs, storing them till we need them. Pretty simple and easy. But that's it. That's a pretty fun recipe. Nice and easy. Like I said, grab that recipe down below, click it, print it, and follow along with us. We're on this beautiful Weber Indigo today. We're gonna preheat this to 400 degrees. So we've got our cast iron grates in there. We've already got the flames lit and ready to go. This grill is fired up. One of the ways we're gonna check temps today too, check out these guys. I absolutely love these thermometers. These are great instant reads. This is gonna have that nice big bold digital display. This is gonna be a little pen style instant read thermometer. These are perfect gifts for the griller in your life. Hey, I don't care if you're giving away gifts for birthdays, holidays, or whatnot. These guys are awesome and do a fantastic job. So we're gonna let that temperature slowly climb up to 400, and then we are getting ready to cook meatballs. We did all of our prep ahead of time, so we minced our garlic, minced our onions, got our ground beef ready. Pretty simple recipe to make, right? We are using a ground chuck today. This is an 80-20, 80% beef, 20% fat. We need that moisture to make these meatballs come out beautiful and delicious. If you try to skimp a little bit, you go to a 90-10, just know that a little bit of that fat is gonna wash away when you cook, resulting in a little bit drier meatball, or as I like to call them, superballs. So stick with that 80-20, let that fat add some flavor. That fat is also gonna add some moisture as well. So we'll go ahead and take 2 pounds. I like to kind of squish this out, lay it all flat. That way it helps everything season just a little bit better, right? Then we'll go ahead and add our seasoning mix to this. We're gonna add just a little bit of Oink Rub. And again, every time we talk seasoning, we talk as much or as little as you like. So we're gonna add about 1.5 tablespoons. We're gonna add about 2 tablespoons of that. We've got that all set and ready to go as well. And now what we're gonna add is, we're gonna go ahead and add our eggs, right? So we're gonna add 1, 2, 3. We're gonna add our eggs. This is gonna give us a little bit more moisture as well, right? Exactly what we want. We're gonna add a 1/4 cup of red onion. So we'll get that sprinkled in there, and you can dice these as fine as you want. We're gonna add about a tablespoon of minced garlic. We've got that nice and fine and ready to go. Next, we're gonna add a cup of cheddar cheese. That's gonna add a little bit of beautiful like finishing, right? That cheese is gonna kind of melt in there and come out wonderful. Then we're gonna finish with about a cup of breadcrumbs. And I always go a little bit shy on that cup because I want the meatballs to get mixed in and then see how everything works. And you can kind of tell if they're dry or not, but we want it to get mixed in there just right. And then we can always add more later. But if we put too much in the beginning, we're gonna have a little bit of dryness maybe. So now we'll go ahead and just get all this squished in there. We're gonna crack that egg, right? You can see the egg breaking. And now we're just mixing everything in here. And we are making this beautiful, beautiful meatball mixture. And I like to go ahead and get everything in. And then, like I said before, you can always season a little bit more or later if you want. What I usually do is I stick with this recipe kind of as it is, right? I like everything to just work its way in. The beauty of this, once we grill them, we can always season them after we take them off the grill. We're gonna have that fat that's gonna be opened up just beautifully on these meatballs. That will help that seasoning stick just right. And then don't forget too, we're gonna finish these guys with a little bit of our 50-50 barbecue sauce as well. So there you go. Pretty quick, pretty easy, right? Now what I'm gonna do is take this mixture. This is 2 pounds again, so 2 pounds of ground beef. I'm gonna take that mixture and I'm gonna put it into my shape and store. And one of the cool things I wanna point out when you do the shape and store, go ahead and take the time and get that ground beef pushed into all the nooks and crannies and get everything leveled out. It'll sure help you in the end when it comes time to put the top on and shape these guys. I like to push everything in nice and neat. We'll go ahead and take off our gloves. And then what we'll do is, here's the top, right? Look at that. Meatball, 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 meatball. We'll go ahead and put this guy on here. Take just a minute to get that all worked in. Pushing it down as we close the cover. And once you get it closed, start pushing even harder. I go through and push down, push down, push down. Make sure you get everything locked and sealed, because this is how we are forming the meatballs. So once you get everything locked, what I'll do now is I'll give it another push. I'll push down on here even more, and then I can put this guy in my fridge. The beauty of this, I can take it now from meatball to refrigerator, make these today for tomorrow. So next up, we're gonna show you what these look like coming out of here, and then we're gonna get them onto our pans and get these bad boys onto the grill. Well, there you have it. This is the Meatball Master, right? We shaped, we stored, and look at that. That is perfectly for meatballs. So now what I do is I just go through here and pop that meatball out, right like that. Look at that, done, right? 32 meatballs in a hurry. That's pretty cool. Like I said, this is great because now I can make this today, have this sit in my fridge tomorrow, and when I'm ready, pop these guys out, and I have got meatballs ready to rock and roll, right? So next up, we're gonna take these guys, we're gonna finish this, we're gonna get them all loaded here on this beautiful Kingsford pan. And then the nice thing about this, and why is it so beautiful? Guess what? When I'm done making meatballs, this is disposable. So I'm gonna line up all my meatballs on there, and we are gonna get ready to grill these meatballs on our Weber. Here's one of my tips, right? What I like about this, I took the Meatball Master and I flipped it out. I turned all the meatballs out. So now all I have to do is just pick it, give it a quick little turn, quick little hand roll to make sure it's all set. And now, guess what? This is cutting down my time easily by like 3 or 4 days, right? It takes forever to roll meatballs, but I turn it out. Now I can see all those individual little meatballs. All I have to do, separate them super quick, give them a hand roll super fast, and we are into meatball madness in no time at all. So that's just one of our chef tips. One of the great ways we've found to work with the Meatball Master. We are at 400 degrees. We are ready to rock and roll. Look at these beauties. We got them all set and ready to go. And the cool thing is, we're gonna put them on those Weber pans, which allows that heat to come up through the bottom. We're gonna get a good cook on them, but that's our meatballs. So now we're gonna go ahead and close this, and we're gonna give these guys just a few minutes to get started and to get cooking. And when it comes time to check temperature, we're gonna do something pretty cool with this guy. We're actually gonna skewer 2 or 3 meatballs so that we can cover as much of that probe as possible, and that'll give us an even better reading. Just a few minutes in, and you can hear that sizzle, you can hear that sear, and these meatballs are definitely cooking away. And hey, don't be afraid to adjust the temperature. 400 degrees should work, it should be great, but if it's a little bit colder outside, you may have to adjust your temp by maybe 15 or 20 degrees. So don't be afraid to adjust temperature. The goal is to get a really good cook on these guys and get them finished off. We're only talking about 25 or 30 minutes total cook time to get these meatballs from grill to stomach. One of the good things about this pan as well is, look at that. We're catching all those drippings, making sure we're not getting any flare-ups. So now it's time to do a little temperature check. We'll put that dead center in the middle, and I'm reading 132, 135. But what I like to do is I like to skewer a couple meatballs to get a better reading. Look at that, 157, 159, 160. I want to pull these off at 165. To me, that's a great temperature for meatballs, making sure the eggs are done, all of that good stuff. So, like you know, what we normally do is I may pull these at 163 to let them carry over and finish cooking. Now, you'll also notice we don't have any sauce on here yet. I'm not going to sauce these until the very end. And truth be told, what I like to do a lot of times is set up multiple sauces so people can sauce them as they go through and grab their meatball. Well, here we are. These guys temped out at 163, so we know we're going to let them finish and get up to that 165 mark. I'm getting them off this pan and putting them into my serving pan so that I can get these guys into my kitchen. Now, knowing that this pan right here has been on the grill, you're going to want to make sure you grab that with a grill glove or an oven mitt to make sure that it's not too hot. But next up, we're going to get these guys off here, bring them over to the table, and I'll show you how we finish them up with a little bit of sauce. Well, there you have it. Quick, easy, and delicious. This meatball recipe is fantastic. This is so good for holiday events, for tailgating parties, and like we've done here, just finished it with a little bit of sauce. And if you don't want to sauce it, hey, serve it with some sauce on the side, letting everybody kind of create their own experience when it comes to meatballs. And you can see a common thread in our videos, right? We're teaching you how to use these cooking tools back here as an extension of your kitchen. That's right. We take all of our cooking outdoors and absolutely have a fantastic time doing it. So don't forget, this recipe is available down below in the comment section. You can click it, print it, and follow along. While you're down there in the comment section as well, hey, tell us what you like. What can we show you? What can we help you learn? We want to be helpful and give you all the skills for all of our grills. That's right. I'm Chef Jason Morse, your Ace Hardware Grill expert. Thanks so much for joining us for this edition of Ace This Recipe. We will see you next Thursday, where we're ready to show you a new skill to master your grill.